In today's day and age, you've probably been told to never allow downloads from untrusted sources. But you may be a cheap person and you decide to download Elden Ring price free. But there's a catch. You also end up downloading about 10 different viruses and a free trial to big.com. So in this video, I'll be showcasing the top 5 most dangerous viruses of all time. So let's get started. Number 5. I Love You. This virus, also known as the love bug or love letter virus, was first discovered in May of 2000. The way this malware would spread through its clients would be through an email attachment with its subject line being I love you. Inside the email, you'd receive a normal looking text file, just waiting for the curious user to open. But this wasn't just any normal looking text file. In fact, it was a .vbs file in disguise. For those of you who don't know, VBS stands for Visual Basic Script that allows the execution of code by just clicking it. So once opened, I Love You would execute, then overwrite a bunch of files on your computer's hard drive, stealing all of your passwords, and then send more of itself to every other user in your Outlook contact list. The virus got a hold of nearly 40 million computers within 10 days of its first appearance, and ended up costing nearly tens of billions of dollars in repairs and damages. Now, the reason this malware would be so harmful is the fact that lots of major companies at this time would rely on Microsoft Outlook, making it the easiest target if you really wanted to do damage to a big company. A prime example of this would be another recent event that would also down another one of Microsoft's services, known as CrowdStrike. Now, obviously this wasn't meant to be malicious, but it did end up grounding millions of aircraft worldwide. Number 4. Klez. This computer worm would make its first appearance in October of 2001, and what made this virus pretty unique was its ability to become almost polymorphic. Now, what I mean by that is this virus was able to change its own code to avoid being caught by an antivirus. This meant that this virus would basically become invisible to you and the computer that it had infected. Not only that, but the way this virus would spread would be through its ability to exploit Microsoft buggy email clients, spreading itself to everybody else that's within the user's client book and then repeating the process. Klez would work pretty similar to I Love You, but instead of using a VBS file, Klez would use an HTML internal frame tag. This would cause buggy email clients to automatically execute the file. Throughout its lifetime, Klez would be able to infect about 6.5 million computers, and throughout its lifetime cause tens of billions of dollars worldwide in damages. Number 3. Sobig. Sobig was a pretty unique malware that would disguise itself as any other program you would have downloaded in 2003. The way you would unluckily get a hold of this malware would be through an email attachment with its subject line being thank you, along with a .pfi file in the email disguised as a normal program download, almost like a thank you for your purchase type email or a software confirmation email. Now, a PFI file is basically a link or a shortcut to an execute file, which is typically made when a program has been modified. So what Sobig was a normal trustworthy program download that was modified to execute malware. Once downloaded, the worm would then begin to gather files from the user's computer, such as personal files, email addresses, and even passwords. Sobig would then automatically send more of itself to other users, making it a self-replicating virus. One of the main reasons this malware would be so bad is because of its alarming transfer rate between other users, claiming second place as the fastest spreading malware in history. Number 2. CryptoLocker. Now, this malware was ahead of its time, using the art of modern ransomware. First emerging in September of 2013, the way this infectious malware would spread would be through, you guessed it, another email attachment, but this time through a zip file containing what looks like a PDF file. Obviously, if you haven't figured it out by now, it was not a PDF file. It was actually a .exe file. So once the user had opened the file, allowing the malware to execute, CryptoLocker would then proceed to encrypt crucial files on a computer and then lock them up for ransom, forcing the user to either pay in Bitcoin or a pre-cash voucher. But that's not all. CryptoLocker also threatened if the ransom amount wasn't paid in the specified time limit, you would then proceed to lose all of those crucial files. And there was almost no way of recovering those encrypted files unless the ransom amount was paid. Last but not least, Number 1. MyDoom. Arguably one of the most dangerous pieces of malware in history, MyDoom would make its first appearance in 2004. Kind of like its previous malware Sobig, MyDoom would also disguise itself as the average software download, and in fact spread through the same method of mass emailing. What made this malware much worse though was its ability to spread over entire networks of the computer it had infected. MyDoom would also have the capability of taking down said networks, making them inoperable by overflowing the network's traffic, claiming nearly $40 million of damages over its lifetime. But what makes this malware even worse is that it's still being used today, but in a smaller portion through phishing emails. Overall, for the love of God, please stop clicking random emails. But that's it for this video. If you liked it, feel free to subscribe, and yeah, peace.